Hey there, YouTube. Since Scott Wilson recently posted a video on his outboards recently, I figured I'd do one complimenting his and do one on my outboards. I've got four here. I've got another one. I think it's a K&O or something, Evinrude white outboard that takes like I don't know, 3 to 6 volts or something like that. An older one. Cool little outboard, but doesn't work for most of my stuff that I do now. So it's packed away somewhere, and I can't remember where. So we're gonna go over the outboards that I have here. And thank you, Scott, for giving people a heads up of my channel as well. So yeah. Uh, Recently, the previous video, I did a video on the hot shot with the Evinrude outboard. The can't remember what Offshore Electrics calls it, but yeah, this is the Evinrude outboard. It's all plastic, and it's got a tiny pin here that lets this lower unit come out, and that's all gear drive. Next up, we have the purchased through Offshore Electrics as well, the mini outboard. The motor that came on it from factory glitched and was doing some funky things, so pretty quickly it ended up with a different motor. I think this is a 30 or 2845. Yeah, 2845 3100 kV. Cable drive, and that's all metal except for the carbon fiber looking anti-cavitation plate there. Up next, we have in the box the Kyosho Jackson outboard. I believe this was gear drive as well, and if you can maybe see the ultra super tiny flathead screws that are down in the lower unit that hold the lower unit bearing there in place. And this says 5.4 for the 540 size motor, but I think it's got a 380 motor in it. But yeah, it's kind of tall. Well, it would look right on that boat, but I was thinking about doing a smaller boat, and because it's only a 540 or 380 size motor. I was thinking about doing a smaller boat, but the height of it didn't work for anything smaller than let's say these size boats. So yeah, original box, I believe. So yeah, that's those two. That's all plastic. I think even though maybe the lower cowling might be metal, but that's gear drive as well. Last but not least, we have an early TFL outboard, and real fast. So this differs from the ones that look exactly like it, and the fact that this is a cable drive. There's 3 screws there, I believe, or 4, and then the lower unit splits in half, and there's a cable drive that comes up into here. I undid the screws ahead of time, and that's the reason why the cowling looks like it does. That motor's tipped so far forward that to get the cable at a decent angle, it had to be tipped further forward to be able to get the cable at a decent angle, and then where the mounts are and stuff, it put the cowling further forward. So as in the newer style, they're gear drive, so this motor's right over top of the lower unit, and so I think this is a bunch of wasted space, but this is how they started out. Metal lower unit, you know, you can see the CNC marks in it, but overall not bad. And then the midsection and top cowl are fiberglass. So this is to grease the lower unit, and then your water cooling would come from an external source into the water jacket here, and then come out the side here. So I've got pickup on the back of the boat that this plugs into, and then picks up water and goes out it. But real cool motor, real fast. I like it. My only gripe about this motor is how you gotta mount it. It is just a nightmare trying to get a transom that's stepped enough for the cowl to clear it. Luckily on this boat, they're known for having cut down transoms to run quickies back in the day, so it's nothing to have the transom cut down on that one. I really like the mini outboard. Another quite fast outboard that does pretty well on this boat. I'm pretty happy with it, and pretty cool. And they are the cheapest out of all of these. So yeah, I wouldn't mind owning a couple more of them. This one, I'm still working out some different things with it, but it is a fairly heavy boat too. But I think I should still end up with some decent speed out of it. But yeah, overall that's a pretty cool motor, and definitely a lot nicer to mount to the transom there. But the newer style of these TFL outboards are about the same price as this one, and if I had to buy another one, I'd probably buy the newer style of one of these, unless you're dreading mounting it onto a transom. Then I'd go one of these. Scott had the 7 outboard, which is like this style, and you know, maybe that would be better off. I don't know. And the Kyosho, I haven't run that on anything yet, so I know it'll be slow, but for the coolness it will have, it'll be good enough. The other downside on these is this transom plate is plastic, and the screws, the socket head, the Allen cap screws there that they have on these, you can't fit much more in there. You definitely can't fit a washer unless it's ground down on one side, because it comes too close to this part of the bracket. So my only concern is that if you torque them down too much, they might start separating or cracking this. So that's something to watch out for if you're mounting one of these or whatever. But alright, that's my outboard collection that I had available. So alright, see you later.